Hi, my name is Aphra Borgartz and I am the writer and director for the short film Table Affair. So when I initially wrote the first draft of the script, it was for a completely different project, but so many ideas were changed and manipulated that the film just ended up being completely different, and I felt like the whole essence of the story just fell flat, which was such a shame because I thought it was a really strong concept. So when approaching the final graduate project, I decided it was a great idea to revisit this script and see if I could actually present the vision that I initially had for the film. So when reworking the script with my co-writer and cinematographer Daniel, something just didn't feel right. We kept scrapping and rewriting the ending, and it honestly just felt as though we had hit a wall with the writer's block. So we had a break for about a week so we could come back and look at it with a fresh set of eyes and maybe a new perspective. And when we came back and looked at it, it was honestly as if the penny just dropped. Everything just clicks. For some reason, we were writing a comedy and we were trying to fit it in to the genre of thriller, and it just didn't work. So as soon as we realized that it was a comedy, the ending just flowed, everything just went so much smoother, and I had a much clearer vision, which obviously was a great benefit for me when it came to directing. My vision was to create a tense and heated comedy where each character is an antagonist in their own right, and I believe this would really encourage the audience to question whose morals they stood by, whilst also making them experience like the strange feeling of forgiveness even though they didn't like the character. So I think that toying with the viewer's emotions would be a great way to engage them and make them feel a little bit more immersed in the narrative. And the sentiment that the truth will always be revealed, I felt was really interesting to explore. Like, we're all born with the ability to lie, and even though it's frowned upon, we all still do it anyway. So I felt that centering the film around both trust and deceit would be a really amusing and intriguing experience for my audience. When it actually came down to directing, my priority was making sure that my actors felt confident and comfortable in their role, whilst also making sure that they had a clear understanding of the intentions behind their character. And I really did feel in my element when directing, and I felt I built up a really good rapport with my cast, which enabled me to work a lot closer with them and help them achieve their best performance. I also encouraged them to give me feedback and opinions on their own role, and I do think this contributed to the story and really did improve their acting. And the shoot for me couldn't have gone smoother, and I do think this was down to the fact that we allowed a good chunk of time for me to rehearse with them, and it meant that we took so many less takes on set. So although everything had gone really well with the shoot, unfortunately we did have some complications when it came down to the edit. So I did step up, as I felt I was the most appropriate person to do it, being the director and the writer. I just felt I was the individual who knew the script and the film and the vision sort of inside out. To put it simply, the edit was stressful. It was so challenging for me because I will admit I am by no means an editor. I'm just about competent with a couple of the softwares. So it was really hard for me, especially adding to the fact that we only had a really short time to complete it. But I really persevered, and if you told me a few months ago that I would be the one to edit my graduate film project, I would not have believed you. So I am honestly so proud of what I managed to achieve, as it so closely matched my vision, and I honestly didn't think it was possible for me to do that. I have learned so many new skills throughout this entire graduate process, and I've also learned that I do not plan on becoming an editor anytime soon. But just the ability to lead an entire production and work with both cast and crew and like real life actors has taught me so much that I can take with me in the future and any productions that might happen soon.